last year. Connor got it instead. I think if Florida, if you like Florida, look at this. If you like Florida, do you not like Bob 25-1 instead of taking these other bets?
Guys, this is Caesar. This is Caesar, the guy that Biz is the guy that's tweeting at Biz. Thanks for coming on, Caesar.
Shout out Lil C's, dude. What a
Dude, he's
real
unreal.
one.
I wanted to get him to send a clip into us for today to use going after Biz a little bit, but
I want to try to find
those listening only at home. Keith Yandel, Florida Panthers, a real ambassador, a guy that actually played on the team, is here to talk.
I might get Little C's an ambassador's jacket for the Panthers. I mean, he's played just the same amount of games Biz has played for the Leafs that he's played for the Cats.
I mean, this guy's electric, and the fan base is starting to pick up.
Hey, Nick. Caesar's quicker than Mitch Marner out there on the ice.
And there we fucking go. Holy shit.
Hey,
gentlemen.
Caesar.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Cats and Rats After Dark.
Hey, I'm down at the fourth line here, but I'll take that the way we're
known as the Caesar Show.
Hey, yes. We got known celebrity here in the top right. Big C. It's Big C's Yandel, not Little C's.
Big
Big C's.
I'm gonna have to correct you on that. I don't want to board check you.
Hey, love you, Yans.
Love you, though.
No, but don't do that because he's gonna get you an ambassador jacket. He's like, why the hell should?
By the way, Yandel, I'm a extra large in youth, medium in men. So just to let you know.
Did you almost get claimed off waivers like Biz did?
Claimed off waivers? What are you talking about?
Caesar's a multi-sport athlete like Dion Primetime.
Oh, is that right?
That is true.
Like Mitch Marner, he does ballet and ice hockey. It's pretty impressive.
But, boys, what
a
masterclass! What a game for the Panthers tonight. 6-1 dub over the Maple Leafs. Now they lead the series for the first time, 3-2, with Game 6 heading back down to Sunrise.
And I think we all said it. If Florida finds their game, I don't think they can beat us, right?
Oh, yeah, no.
I just thought we'd find our game a little
I'm not really sure what changed from the first two. I think
played better.
Us playing better. I don't think Toronto did anything spectacular. Craig Berube, I mean, he is probably
he's grasping at straws at this point.
I mean, he said in his post game, he's like, I don't think it's anything they did. It's something we just gave them, right? So I think it's a combination.
More of attrition, it's starting to get worn down now.
Yeah, it's not doing too well, and I got a clip here of Berube, what he kind of said in the beginning. Let's go. Let me pull it up here so we can take a look. Hear his comments after the game. All right.
Hey, Craig. A lot of the guys are talking about resetting in the next 40 hours or so, whatever it is. Yeah. How do you do that if you have a fairly good idea that the Panthers are going to come just as hard as they did just now?
Well, I don't think they came any harder than they have, to be honest with you. I think we let them come tonight. Well, we stood around and watched. You can't do that. So, we've responded in the past, and I expect a response from our team, and we'll talk about things and, make some adjustments that are needed. But it's more of a mindset for me going into this Game 6 than anything else. It's not X's and O's. We know what they're doing, and they played a simple game tonight, and they were excellent at it. Very good. I mean, they did exactly what they needed to do. And up to this point tonight, it's been a good series. And tonight was a tough game.
But they were supposed to make adjustments coming into this game, and they had the extra day off.
Nothing changed.
Didn't they say in the beginning before the game Berube had a couple of lineup changes that he's going to mix up some things and change up some things on.
Made them worse.
Or, we tried, and that didn't accomplish anything.
Nothing was different.
He's not calling out the star players, Nick.
No, I think that's a problem. Number one, I think it was just a continuation of Game 4, if you want me to tell you the truth. There was no difference from the drop of the puck to the last buzzer. It was just all Panthers. What did we outshoot them 15-6 in the first period?
But even Paul Maurice and other people say momentum doesn't carry over, but it doesn't.
I think it depends on the team.
It's not the right word to use, but the style of play.
Yes.
Yeah, I think again, I said this yesterday. I'm like, I don't know if it's as much the Leafs giving into the pressure as much as us getting life from those 2 games at home. Now, again, I also said I feel like if the Leafs want to win this series, I think they had to win tonight. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I think it's awfully tough to see Toronto coming back and winning this series without winning tonight. I thought their path to victory included a win tonight. Not only did they not get it, they showed no life. It was the most lethargic, pathetic effort I've ever seen. And I thought last year against Boston for them was pathetic. And Mitch Marner's doing regular, he's freaking just doing no-look spin passes in the middle of the ice because he doesn't want to get hit. I mean,
We'll get that on here a little bit later.
They're not calling that out. Like, only the Leaf fans are in the media. And guess what? They're like, we've been here and done that before. Craig Berube, your first-year coach. I understand you're trying to implement things here, but aren't you going to start calling out the star players and the players that have been here?
I was watching Sportsnet. I don't know who the guy is for Sportsnet. He was essentially saying, well, if you're Florida, you should just get off the ice and go home. You don't want to get a suspension. I'm like, what the fuck is that shit?
Wow.
I mean, what the hell are you saying?
I think the quote of the night was, I think this was Craig Simpson that said this, that they need to get Austin Matthews some easier minutes.
Well,
not play the penalty kill, everyone. They want him to have easy minutes and get off the penalty kill.
The time to have easier minutes is in the regular season.
But see, that's when your superstars are supposed to raise up and be superstars. Like,
you're supposed to rest them down the stretch or load management them or give them breaks in the regular season if you have to, but not during this time of the year.
No, not during this time. And you know how many times did Panther fans get Barkov slander in the playoffs the last couple of years before?
A million times.
Prior to the Boston series 2 years ago. There comes a time where Mitch Marner's has got to step up, or Austin Matthews has got to step up and be the captain that he is and the player that he is. And he hasn't done so. So it all falls on them.
I also think, again, Chris Tanev was absolutely brutal tonight.
I would think he's worn down, beat up, and that hit from Verhaeghe.
Which one?
That's a good point, Cody.
But I also think the other story of the series, we have 10 goals from defensemen. I mean, I think now all 6 of the 7 defensemen have scored. The only one that hasn't scored is Gustav Forsling.
Here's a crazier stat. There were only 2 guys from tonight's lineup that has not logged a goal from this postseason.
It's Forsling and
Nosek.
So are we at 17 Panther players? Is that the
17 number? Panther players with, I think, at least a goal, or what is it, a point?
We got to put that up on the screen.
I think that's a franchise record, they said. And that's like a testament to our depth, but it's like, Kirby, we weren't getting scoring from the blue line throughout this whole year, and all of a sudden it starts coming. The second game 1 starts. Schmidt, I think, how many goals from our defensemen did we get in game 1 against Tampa? 2 or 3?
I believe it was 3.
Whatever it is, it's just, again, they kind of turned on a switch from that point on. Sorry about the looking over to the side. We're all distracted by this Edmonton.
It was 2. It was 2.
Corey Perry is trying to surpass Carter Verhaeghe for all-time overtime goals at 6. Carter Verhaeghe and Perry are at 5. The leaders are Maurice Richard and Joe Sakic, I think, at 8.
Yeah.
So
but
real quick, and then we'll kind of.
Let's hear from the what.
Was it Fonz's comment there? Wasn't Joseph Wall their best player in Game 4?
Yes, I was going to say.
They had a goalie game and they weren't able to grab.
And they left him out, and he kept him in it. Then that first period, I think, again, the pressure finally got to him. Scott Lawton, I mean, what a game for him, running around like an idiot and deflecting a goal in.
But why is he trying to deflect? Never mind. Let's get to that. Let's hear from the one Leaf skater that actually kind of showed up tonight.
How do you guys reset? Get this back here for Game 7.
Yeah, like you said, it's the playoffs. It's one game. They owned us today. We got to try to do that to them in Florida.
How do you guys reset?
So
It's not always one game.
That body language is not great.
I mean, it's one game. How many times have they said that over
Like,
the last?
I mean, what are you supposed to say?
Look,
So,
look, it could be just me like trying to think of like this is the end for the Leafs, but that body language is not good.
and especially in that second period, there was just no fight at all.
It's.
I mean, I don't think there was fight at any point in the game. Well, except the last 3 minutes.
I don't know. The first 10 minutes was
6-0.
somewhat okay.
They
but
gave up after it was 2-0.
They gave up in the second period, and that was it.
And I think that's the difference. I think where you kind of see it's like the war of attrition there, like the pedigree between these two teams is like one team's talking about easier minutes for its star player and giving up after being down 2-0. The other side is we're down 2-0 in the series. We're down 3-1 in game 3. And now we're in this position.
People are going to
That's
talk
the
about,
difference.
hey, why are you guys talking about the Leafs? But those are the easy storylines here right now. But let me just flash this on the screen. I'm going to say this is a golden ticket. And yes,
Oh,
you're
cool.
you were given a golden ticket today to play with Alexander Barkov and Sam Reinhart. He hasn't been in 35
Future Hall of Famers.
Hey, all he had to do was play on the first line, I guess.
He didn't have a point in 25 games prior to today.
Played over 15 minutes, had 8 hits, a goal, and an assist. Good for him.
He played really, really well. I was impressed.
Hey, look, if you're given that golden ticket, you better do something with it. And 1-1 with 8 hits, I think he did quite something with it.
Yeah, a lot more. He was being an agitator around the net and different things like that. I wasn't seeing that with his 6.
I loved his celly after he scored.
Yeah.
I loved the celly.
I mean, can we pull up that goal for him for a sec? Because there are plenty of things I want to.
Yeah, let me pull. What goal was it? The third goal?
Yes, third goal.
Because I want to.
Okay, so I actually have it pulled up here. So.
I want to point out a couple things. Number one, I mean, it's not anything we do great systematically. It's more one guy being a moron. But let's play it here. So Mitch Marner.
Are you going to give us a demonstration here, Nick?
A ballerina? No, I'm sitting down. I'm comfortable here. So Mitch Marner does his little whoop, and he just throws it up the ice. There's no. But here's the other part. Bookfist beats him to the far post. Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
Show the celly again. I just want to see that again.
Like, I don't get how that's effort, right?
I mean,
yeah, so let's kind of go back real quick.
You know, it's funny. He's not even gonna get hit right there.
No,
but
not
he's
even
so
close.
scared of getting hit, and they feel the forecheck come. It's like you hear the footsteps coming. You hear the train whistle, right? Like you're in the tracks, and you think you're going to get hit, but you're not. They don't have that time and space anymore. And I think that's with us upping our intensity.
But look at Marner go.
And and he has a position right there on Boquist, and he's just looking at the guy.
What is he doing there?
What is he doing?
Like, that's just an effort. Like, what the hell is that? Come on.
And this is a guy that wants to get paid $13 million. And look at Boquist.
He's like, let's go. We want Florida. Sorry.
You know what's funny? You know what other player in the league loves that celly more than anything? And it's Kirby. It's a Kirby guy, too.
It is.
Double M?
Connor Bedard.
Oh, Bedard. Okay.
Bedard loves that looking at the crowd celly.
Oh, gosh.
I was thinking Marchment there.
No, Marchment likes to go down on one knee.
But yeah, I mean,
fall over maybe.
I was so happy when Boquist scored there.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like a dominant effort on all fronts. I mean, and you take
Barkov and Reinhardt, that was all world first period.
And I think you could kind of tell a couple things early on in this game. Number one, I could tell very early on that when we were getting to our forecheck and getting these pucks on net, Verhaeghe, like
I was gonna say, Nick, can you just say that name again?
What? Verhaeghe.
I mean, literally, the guy is forechecking, back checking every shift. He's not taking any plays off.
I mean, me and Cody are just locked in on this Vegas.
Oh, there's trading chances right now.
But no, like I think there were a couple things early on in this game that told me how it was going to go. Number one, how we were playing, like getting to our forecheck. You could tell it was a continuation of game 4. I also thought. Oh, Edmonton is going to the conference final. I also thought that
Edmonton wins.
yeah, Edmonton wins.
Ooh,
Vegas
live
is
reaction. Edmonton wins. Wow.
I
They'll have to
also
pay Aiden
Hey!
Hill $6.25 million a year.
Cody and I had Edmonton going, right?
Did Cody?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I
What
had
Me
happened?
and Cody. You
I
guys
was
had
Vegas.
the other part was to say the Bob save on Nylander. I'm like, in games 1 and 2, that goes in probably. And again, you could kind of just see, well, he makes that save early on in this game. I knew at that point, it's like, okay, it's shifting a bit here. And those are the opportunities you have to capitalize on, because if Nylander gets that goal, gets the first one of the game, the whole look of this game changes. It's like after we're pushing and pushing, Nylander gets the first goal, and Benoit had a chance in the highlight. Toronto got some chances early on, but I do think in the end, I'm kind of stunned at their effort. I mean, it was
our
really good.
neutral zone play, and we're playing so clean through there.
Yeah.
And the Leafs are trying that stretch pass play. Something that Nick's talked about when he was at the rink during games 3 and 4. They're trying that stretch look there, and it's not there. We've started to close that down through game 3, through game 4, and it's just not there. And they've got nothing else to counteract that with.
No.
And they're giving up pucks now, and we're going the other way on them. And we're getting more scoring chances, and we're getting more high quality. And now we're looking like the faster team. We're looking like the team with transition.
It seems like they're trying to push for that breakaway again instead of playing dump it in, winning board battles.
They don't want to dump it in.
They don't want to do it.
They don't want to take hits. They don't want to get
They're relying on those breakaway goals like they got in game 1 and game 2, which if Florida's going to adjust to that, they have to make an adjustment, and they haven't. And we haven't seen.
Thankfully, Paul Maurice has his Sylvain fade, because that took a while there, Cody.
Yeah.
You want to rub a little bit more Toronto salt in the wound?
Of course.
Guess who scored the overtime winner for Edmonton tonight? I'll give you this, he scored one for Toronto too. Overtime playoff winner.
Well, not Hyman?
No.
Kasperi Kapanen.
Oh, we're going back.
Oh, wow.
He was out of the league for a while, I thought.
No, he was bouncing around. He went from Pittsburgh to
Stuart
Toronto.
Skinner with back-to-back shutouts.
Wow. And you want to talk about a disappointing effort. Vegas Golden Knights, holy hell.
Yeah, I kind of seen it because
they did not play well versus Minnesota at all.
No, and I think we all kind of thought that they were going to be much better defensively. Boy, was I wrong. I admit it. They did not look good at all.
A lot of Panther fans had Vegas. I was one that had Colorado. Those were kind of the teams that people were kind of looking at if Florida was fortunate enough to get back here, or will be getting back to a Stanley Cup final appearance. Those were the two teams I was seeing a lot in our community. So it's interesting. There might be some Edmonton hate there from last year that hasn't subsided with our fan base.
It could very well be as another finals Edmonton, Florida again.
But maybe rematch. Get their defensive game back together here the last couple of games.
Yeah.
But it's looking more and more like we're going to have a pair of conference finals rematches if these series do hold. The rematch of the 23 Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
And the
rematch of the 24 Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting, huh?
Kind of crazy.
And Dallas has played a lot of hockey. Florida's played a lot of hockey.
Edmonton.
And I saw a stat with Rod Brindamore and the Carolina Hurricanes. He never loses or rarely loses first rounds. He's been to more like second rounds, way more than Toronto Maple Leaf players. And
so they never lose first rounds, but they don't win in the third round.
Yeah, like how far do you have to go back to see with Carolina losing the first round? It'd be like Boston.
Like a lot of these teams have played a lot. All these teams remaining, and with the exception of Winnipeg, obviously, and Washington,
the bubble,
bubble. They haven't played a lot of hockey. So I mean,
who hasn't played hockey?
Carolina,
Washington, like the teams that are down in the series: Winnipeg, Washington, Toronto, Florida, Carolina, Dallas, Edmonton have all played a lot of hockey. Edmonton, I mean, Dallas has been to back-to-back conference finals, like you just mentioned.
Well, they were in that conference final against Colorado where they got swept a few.
And then they went to the second round 2 years ago.
They played a lot.
But in terms of the other Canadian team that's still in it. I don't know where Craig Berube goes from here. I truly don't. Because it's not like you can make adjustments in the bottom six and make it think and pray that it works better.
Right.
It's because the problem is your top guys are not performing. It's plain and simple that.
And this same story with different coach and different management that they're like, you guys are supposed to be able to pull us through.
There's only so much
to make it easier for you guys, but you're not making it easy on yourselves.
You've said that. It's like they've done everything they've needed to do, from management to coaching. They've done everything. They've added the depth pieces that you've needed. They've revamped the blue line and the goaltending position. Maybe it's not the best forward core, the best forward depth, right?
You've changed it how you take practice.
Their depth,
you pick out of there and taking it serious and different things like that.
Their depth has done way more than enough for them to win this series.
Yes, this is a superstition thing. I have to wear this jersey for every game.
But you know what? You also, Cody, the core four, I heard this in the Toronto media. This was a couple months ago. Maybe they like playing together because Austin Matthews doesn't have to go stand up on the plank and just sacrifice himself. They all protect each other, and it's comfortable. And there's not one guy that's like his neck's on the line. And I'm starting to buy into that. Like, narrative.
Well, I mean, again,
comfortable.
Nothing changes if nothing changes, right?
Listen to Austin Matthews after every
and obviously, I think in Berube's mind, it's like, okay, get ready for game 6 because you're going to try to force a game 7. And I'm not saying this is a conclusion from here, but I think, again, I don't see how Mitch Marner can turn it around right now. I mean, it's been 6 years. What is it? 6 years, dude. I mean, like,
you're playing with an aging John Tavares. I said this to Cody on our post-game show on X. I'm not seeing a push right now from him. He might be out of gas or he might be getting really low.
But Tavares has done more than enough. Nylander has done more than enough.
Yep.
Pacioretty has done more than enough. Morgan Riley has done more than enough. Matthew Nice has done more than enough.
Yep.
And here's the thing. I saw someone trying to defend Marner on Twitter like yesterday. Like, oh, if he doesn't score his goal in game 2, we lose. But the problem is, like, that goal was more luck than anything.
Placeholder goal. You could have put anyone over there, I feel.
Like, he just fired it on net. And
where was it? In a non-dangerous area of the ice.
But I just think, like, I don't know what changes in the regular season. Like Mitch Marner just looks like a totally different player in the playoffs.
Well, what changes is the ice.
Just effort.
You don't want to get to tough areas.
The ice shrink.
Effort. It's effort, I think, too.
But it's a mindset. All of our guys do. We talked about Verhaeghe. He gets there on the forecheck.
Yep.
He'll get there in the grimy areas. Lusto, he's not the most skill-based guy, but when the ice shrinks, he ends up playing better because there's not as much avenues to go, and you got to play north-south heavy hockey. He's like, I'm going to take a hit here to make a play, Cody, and he'll make a play off of the wall or in front of the net to get it over to Lundell or get over.
And here's the thing, the defense takes a beating, and they don't get rewarded for their efforts. I mean, it's a tough position to be in.
And here's the thing. The first 5 minutes I thought was plain even hockey. I thought it was 50-50 out the gate.
Up and down. Physical.
The thing, it was physical, but here's the thing. The Florida players, the defenseman never backed away from a hit. They took it and kept it moving. Seth Jones took like 2 or 3 hits. Mikkel has been taking hits. Kulikov takes hits. Ekblad, Forsing, they take hits.
But where the old Leaf mentality comes out and the posers, that they kind of are showing to be, we'll come out there and do that for 5-10 minutes, and then we'll see from there. Like, we'll feel our way into this game. There's no pushback. There's no response to when there's adversity, right? And the Panthers are a total different makeup and mindset of that. And we're finding out here, I guess, the Leafs haven't changed that mindset.
No, and let's hear what Austin Matthews had to say real quick.
What goes through your mind when you see some fans leaving or hearing booze in the middle of such an important game?
I mean, I don't think we give them much reason to stick around. So,
thank you, Austin.
So that was about the fans leaving or booing early and throwing their jerseys on the.
He didn't lie. And here's the funny thing, and like I saw this screenshot of this, and it was
Yeah, our
like,
fans can't say anything about their fans leaving early. How would you guys feel if your
down
team
6-0.
drubbing and you're there?
I think that's any fan base, to be honest with you.
I'm not going to criticize the Leaf fan base for that.
I know, but
Look,
they like
listen,
to criticize us.
I criticize the Tampa fans for being down 2.
Yes.
And leaving, but them being down 6 and getting ran out the building like that, I don't blame any fan anywhere for leaving. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You think I'm gonna sit there and watch that? Like, no. It's just
And I'm like, we could talk about it so many different ways. Who's the problem here? Who's the problem there? If you had a tied series, and again, this is situational. You're in a tied series, headed back home for Game 5, and you've gotten 1 goal from Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty good position to be in, considering what those two have done. They have a chance to rewrite the script here, bounce back. If you're able to have this position, you haven't gotten going yet. They've kind of picked up the slack for you. Why you can try to get to, and they haven't.
But if you told them that at the beginning of the series, they're playing the reigning and defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers, like, we're not going to have any shot.
Well, I agree, but I mean,
like, what the hell's Bob doing?
And I mean, that was probably,
Kachuk line doing.
That was a big game for them, not just for in terms of their season, but in terms of, this is like kind of what the core 4, like, this is it. This is really the last chance for the core 4.
Because I would have cut it loose 2-3 years ago, but like with contracts.
Well, I would have cut it loose when they lost to us, and that was when the pressure was really on.
I'm not gonna lie. I would have cut it.
Re-sign all the core 4.
I would have
performance if they bow out in 6. By all means.
I would have cut it loose earlier. I would have cut it after they lost to Montreal.
Yeah,
I would have that's another option. You could argue when they lost to Columbus, that's another option.
Not that one. But Montreal.
And it's not like they haven't had chances. Like, they've had chances to go on long runs against Columbus, against Montreal. They should have beat us 2 years ago, and we bullied them.
But like I said, Cody, that falls on Brendan Shanahan.
I don't know how the hell he still has a job.
He must have had some really good closing meetings and opening of year camp. Nope.
But like, is this the first goal right here? That has to be.
Yes,
because
this is a turnover by Matthews, where Barkov does a great job.
Barkov owns Matthews on this play. Multiple effort plays here. Multiple.
But here's the thing. Like Matthews
has position right there.
But the problem is no one is helping Matthews from the Leafs. There's no support. He's the only Leaf in this frame. Look at Riley just staring. This is what I was talking to Kirby about during the first intermission. Riley is just staring at this.
And what you see here, guys, is 5 guys looking at the puck or around the puck, and all they do is stick check. It's all they do, put the body on anyone.
Like,
great pass.
Easier can you make it?
Barkov,
great effort by Barkov. Great effort.
Shoots the puck on net. What did they say? The best pass in hockey is a rebound.
Yeah. And you know what? They keep going. Boquist tries to feed it over to Reinhart and finds Reinhart, and then Ekblad. I mean, what a shot.
What a shot. Aaron Ekblad, a point-per-game player this playoff.
Cody was pumped up.
And here's another turnover by Tavares.
You see that big-ass punch, Kirby, after the goal? Boom!
Yeah. That's just better Sully's on the team. If people are marking that down on Instagram over there.
I mean, another board battle.
Turnover.
But it's board battle percentages that have shifted in this series. I don't know what the numbers are, Caesar, in Game 4, Game 5, but I'm pretty sure it lays heavily in Florida's favor.
And they are just out of there. And the sad thing is, I don't blame any one of them. Because
who would want to watch the rest of that shit?
And this is what, and you know, it's
I wanted to watch the rest of that shit show.
And
you and I did.
Yeah, we did.
And I see people on Twitter like, oh, like we got to have Stolarz back. Stolarz makes no fucking difference.
Stolarz isn't going to score goals for you.
He isn't going to.
I will say this in the face-off circle for the recap here.
Sam Bennett was 50% tonight.
There we go. We actually got the edge.
I said it on Spaces. We looked so much better at the face-off circle today.
52.5% face-offs won. Tomas Nosek was at 55%, winning 5 of 9 draws. Alexander Barkov at 72.
There we
Bennett
go.
at 50. Lundell at 50%. Reinhardt took 9 draws. He lost 7 of them.
So Lundell was really good in the faceoff dot, Nick, but he's had tough matchups this whole series.
Yeah, I mean,
you gotta weigh that in, right?
Yeah, I'm not like I think he's been matched up with Shirelli and John Tavares, which isn't.
He's been matched up versus the best line in each series.
Yeah.
Because here's the
they like to get Barkov free a little bit. It allows him to do what he's been doing the last couple games.
Yeah, but Barkov's getting the premier matchups. He's going against Brandon Point, Nikita Kucherov. He's going against Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, and he's dummying them.
He's and so is Reinhardt. Reinhardt's playing. He might not be scoring the goals, but defensively he's doing an outstanding.
Reinhardt is at a point per game. We have 6 players that have at least 9 points. We have 8 players with 8 points. And then you take a look at our defense. Nate Schmidt, 7 points in 10 games.
Speaking of this top line, Caesar, let me take over the screen share. I have the stat right here.
Yep. Hold on. Sorry. Go ahead.
Those were the numbers after the first for the top line. 1 to 11 for shot attempts. 0 for 6 to shots, and then goals 0 to 1. They were not even close in that first period. This is, and I've heard Leafs fans say this is the biggest game in 2 decades, and that's how your best players come out.
Wow!
Right then and there, like. Just simply, and I also have this.
Here's a crazy stat too, which is mind-boggling. The Florida Panthers have scored a playoff high 17 goals via turnovers.
That's not surprising at all. That's our MO, and I have this clip here from my favorite analyst, Mr. Sean Avery.
Oh, I saw this
with his famous finger pointer here.
Mitch the bitch. Mitch the regular season bitch. This is a regular season play. He thinks he can take his time in the playoffs, avoid a hit. Fucking bullshit backhand pass up the middle, turnover. Now gets beat to the back door, stick check in the back of your fucking net. 3-0 at home. Watch Mitch.
Mitch wanted to break down Mitch Marner.
Mitch Marner should know that, like.
I think he likes breaking down Mitch Marner tape and Mika Zibanejad.
Yes, he does. The thing, like Marner should know Boqvist is driving straight for that far post.
And
so I'm not really sure what the.
You know you have help. It's not your guy. Like
here's the problem. He doesn't look.
He doesn't. He's just staring at the puck the whole time.
And that's like the thing. You're checked out at 2-0. The Panthers have been down 2-0 plenty of times in this fucking series. Did they check out
2-0 in the series?
Did they check out? No. Did you see our captain start bitching and whining? No. Did you see Kachuk start bitching and whining? No.
Hey, and when they asked Barkov of the Domi hit, hey, what do you think of the Domi hit? Are you okay with what they did? He's like, I didn't really see the play. It's hockey.
He doesn't give a fuck.
And do Leaf fans or does the Leaf media or do the Leaf coaches say, hey, they're playing a physical brand of game, so are we. They're not complaining about it.
Yeah, so
because and here's the thing, Kirby
borderline dirty stuff.
Kirby got into like a little bit of argument with our boy Ryburn over this, where Berube was asked about the Domi hit on Barkov, and Berube replied, I thought the Kulikov elbow on Marner was 10 times worse.
I admire his ton of bullshit right there. He can bullshit.
Check from behind to a star player in the league at the end of the game. What would happen if that was McDavid or Matthews? But it's Barkov, so he's a big guy. He can get up. He's fine.
Do you see Domi bump into Bob a couple times?
Yeah,
at the end
he tried.
Of the game?
He tried.
If I'm Gadjevich,
Domi's not a rat. He's smiling and laughing. His little, gap.
He's a celebrity there. His dad's hanging out with Tom Brady and Justin Bieber. I'm glad they're having a great time. You go to a bunch of fucking Lakers games next year.
Want to check this out? The Florida Panthers are become the first team in over 30 years that have 17 unique goal scorers through the first 10 games in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yep, 17.
And let's kind of hear what Paul Maurice, he was asked, is this the deepest team you've had? And let's hear what Paul had to say on his answer.
With the goals today, I think you have 17 different players that have scored for your team in this postseason. Your fourth line was the fifth line to start the postseason. Your seventh defenseman scored in this series. Obviously, you won the cup last year, but do you think this is the deepest team you've ever had?
I would say it's. So I was going to say to you, I think it's the culturally deepest team that we've had. But we had some good dudes there 2 years ago. You think of the Stahl brothers. I know we went into, we got about 9 goals in game 5 of the Vegas series. Oh man, we had some guys in that line. We were so beat up. The culture is good on the players that are in and out of our lineup. They feel a part of it. Coach has nothing to do with that. Coaching has something to do with it. It's the room and the guys. So if you're 13, 14, and 15 up front, you don't feel it in that room. When you get your call and you go in, Evan Rodriguez was playing exceptionally well for us, and you feel a part of it when you come to the room because you have all the way straight through. So that's all the guys in the room.
Of course, I take back what I said.
That's Nick's favorite.
Of course, he picked the one.
I take back.
That's your favorite roster, Nick. 2023.
I take back what I said about Craig Berube believing his own bullshit. There is no fucking way that guy thinks that was a deep team in 2023.
2024, which is my favorite lineup, the Stanley Cup lineup, with some of those dogs we had on that team.
You want to know why? You want to know how I know that was bullshit?
These last 2 years, we've had a very deep.
You want to know how I know that was bullshit?
2024 better talent.
Because here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing. When he has depth, you see him changing the lineup after losses.
Right?
He didn't change the lineup in 23. He only changed it because like Lusto broke his leg in the Carolina series. Kachuk broke his sternum in the Vegas series. Freaking like Gudis was walking around on a broken ankle. Like,
thank you, Sean.
What do we do? Like, you know, Paul Maurice, the greatest coach the Panthers ever had, and it's our fucking none. As I stated before, when he coaches the first regular season,
the Stahl brothers.
But here's the thing: what Marcel did for that team, I like people say, "Oh, Marcel was dog."
Admirable, I'll say.
I'll take Marcel any day of the week.
Admirable. I'll say this: 2022, 2024, and this year, all very deep teams.
Yeah,
like they're
each in their unique way.
Well, like 2022, whatever. Like, what did we have? Marchment, Lundell, Reinhardt.
Yeah,
your third line.
We had Frank Vetrano not cracking the lineup.
And that's because Joe Thornton was so.
And then we had Lomberg like so good to be in it. Like, oh, and freaking Achari wasn't in it either.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about Achari.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you still have quality guys. Like I know.
I don't care what anyone says. Nick Cousins wasn't cracking the lineup at the end.
Like, but then you still like. I know Kirby. Like, whoa, whatever. They're not the same. But it's like guys like Nico Sturm and Jesper Boqvist aren't cracking the lineup this year. You've seen what Balinskis does at the 7. We still have, again.
I don't like some of them. Like, I don't love some of them, I should say. But I know that's pretty good depth.
Yeah, like I would say it's comparable.
But I like Lomberg better, Cousins.
Yeah, I agree, but I think it's comparable to what we've had the last couple of years.
Yeah,
it's different, but it's comparable.
Yeah, but Lomberg.
I think they're too much alike, Cody. Like down at the bottom. Like I'd like Puljujärvi to come back. Like I think
what Boqvist did.
I think we're missing. I would like a Lorenz. I would like a Lorenz in that rotation.
But what Boqvist did tonight, Lomberg and Cousins aren't doing. Going onto the top line immediately.
No,
and going 1-1.
No,
Cousins did play up the second line for us in the playoffs.
Yeah, but that's
because of fit. He's not fit with.
And actually, as we're talking about this, we have a start time for Game 6.
7:30. No, it's 7. It's sunrise.
8 p.m.
Yes, thank
we
God.
are on prime time.
Woo!
Game
Let's
6
go.
of.
Let's go.
I hear people complaining in the post game. That's late, Kirby.
No, I love it. You know why? Because people get off work. You know, we got stuff to do.
Friday night, 8 o'clock at night.
Oh, Friday. Okay.
Damn, it's my buddy's birthday on fucking Friday.
Tell him
It's actually my birthday an hour ago. So
Cody, all you asked this year was that the Panthers just don't play on your graduation.
yeah, and they
Don't play on Sunday either. I got an 8-hour shift on Sunday.
You know who won't?
Put all these ends.
You know who probably won't be playing on anybody's birthday? The Celtics.
We
won tonight.
Ah.
Oh, he's gonna start yelling at you.
We won.
But anyway, speaking of our depth, I do wish we had. I know he tackled Lorenz. I still wish we had.
They weren't
Lorenz
teammates, so it doesn't fucking matter.
I do wish we had a Lorenz type guy in this rotation, but I guess no second Sturm or.
Can Paul Jurari can do that, or Paul?
Yeah, I mean our depth's very good.
How do you say his name? What do you?
Pugliarvi.
Pugliarvi. There we go with my names again.
My favorite is Cody's mic cutting out.
He said Paul Giarvi. I'm like, who the fuck is Paul Giarvi?
Just call him Pool Party.
Pool Party.
Pool Party. There we go.
Like, me and Kirby were actually so lost. Like, I wasn't saying who just to correct you. I was saying who because I genuinely did not know who you were talking about.
So game is at 8 p.m.
That would make sense because there is no game 6 of this series. So
this conference final could start Monday.
When C's getting on chiclets after the Panthers close this out.
Let's close it out first.
We're a little bit ahead of schedule where we were last year at this time. I don't know what the hell they're planning with the playoffs these last 2 years. We're going right to July 1st.
We're right on schedule, actually.
Yeah.
Actually, no, we could be a little bit ahead because I remember game 5 of the conference finals is on my birthday.
I was gonna say because last time we clinched the game against Boston on my birthday last year.
Oh, that's why you like that game. That game drove me and Cody up a wall.
We were playing the San Jose Sharks on Kirby's birthday usually. So.
New York Islanders.
Kirby, when's your birthday?
October 24th. the only thing my birthday is ever remembered for in the history is when David Booth was taken out by that asshole Mike Richards.
Who ruined your birthday?
That was my worst birthday.
Oh, we beat the Rangers 3-1 on Kirby's birthday.
I've never had bad things happen on my birthday. Like, I've had good birthdays growing up, I had great parents, great friends, but that was a shit birthday. Booth was like a different guy. He's getting stretchered off the ice.
Kirby's like, fuck the candles, fuck the cake, fuck the presents.
David Booth's hurt.
I'm going to bed. I think that's.
Why can
we go from being 6th in the division to 7th.
There's always hope. You listen to Gold.
No, it was 5 teams back then, so we went from 3rd to 4th.
Oh yeah, that's right. I keep forgetting they changed.
No, they go on these little runs. They'd always tease you. Those Panthers, the 4 out of 5 wins. They're back.
Wait, what the hell? Kirby looks like Lundell.
No, I'll take that. That might do me pretty well down there.
Oh, here goes JV. KG Lewis, my birthday trade for Sam Bennett. No,
I look like Barry Pepper a little bit.
But
he was the sniper in Saving Private Ryan.
I've only gone through half of that movie.
61 with Roger Maris. And
Saving Private Ryan, so good.
Isn't Roger Maris the baseball player?
I'm not a movie guy.
He played Roger Maris.
I am not a movie guy. But
Nick, go see Thunderbolts.
These guys, when we start talking about movies, they bring up Cars.
Open season, baby. Let's go.
Oh my goodness. Over the Hedge.
Open season.
We did that one night on After Dark.
Madagascar.
Movies.
What else we got?
You guys
Ratatouille.
Yes.
A
Night in the Museum. Does anybody remember that one?
Yeah.
I watched that.
Check out the guns. Boom, boom. Firepower. That's the all-time.
So let's take a look at.
This is actually, believe it or not, this was what Caesar was watching during the game. He wasn't even
was sent to me today, actually by a Leaf fan.
Steve Dangle's reaction after that Marner.
This is actually a live video of what was going on in Craig Berube's head during that play. So,
let's watch
it. For Biz, click that.
OEL to Mitch. Mitch, what was that? Here come the Panthers off a spinny backhand pass, and they score. Mitch, what on earth are you friggin' doing? What? question. What made you think that was the move? The Panthers have Jesper friggin' Boquist up on their top line tonight, and he just buried you clowns. 3-0 in your own barn halfway through a game 5? You guys suck!
Guys, that would have been me if we signed trade for Eric Carlson.
Jesper Boca's on their top line, and he fucking buried.
Oh, that's
Knows our
crazy.
roster. I thought Dangle only knows the Leafs. I guess he's paying attention a little bit.
No, Dangle knows the
knows
league
his-
kind of well.
He knows the Leafs. But I was impressed by that poll there. But he put the puck.
But that would have been like if they had like what Callie Yarncroke on their top line. He gave us 1-1.
Or what's the guy they had a couple years ago, Lafferty or something.
Oh, but he did score against us.
Oh, also,
He was
I have a
more than-
question to pose to everybody here in the chat and on here. So Matthew is winless in his appearances at Ameren Bank
So why
Arena.
the fuck is he thinking about going?
So, and he says he might have an opportunity to go, and he is strongly considering it. What does everybody in the chat and on here think about Matthew going to the game? He is winless
You
for
know
the
what?
year.
You go, because if you could go
All right,
experience
Cody,
a
just-
handshake,
It's all right. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna bring the good luck. So
just have Nick there with the holy water. Just pour it on Matthew.
yes, can we pour it on Matthew there?
Oh, here it comes.
Again, hold on a minute. Shout out the holy water.
But
Everybody else in the chat, and thanks. Shout out to
go,
the
go
chat.
to the
Thank you
game.
guys.
Go to the game. But if we do lose, I know who I'm blaming. So
Make
Yeah,
sure
you,
guys
because you gave him the all okay.
like our videos so we can get in the
I
algorithm.
don't go to the games anymore. I haven't been to a game in 2 years now.
Cody's got an all right record at home, I think.
I'm on a.
You know what your record is in Calgary.
In Florida. I'm on a 2-game winning streak.
This got old quickly.
Yeah,
Future watch,
I'm
man.
just saying, like,
Oh, that the Jets had one similar to that.
I remember that one. Isn't this
That was with
kind
Paul
of-
Maurice. That was with Paul.
But at least they made a conference final.
Isn't this if they do go out here in the second round, and this isn't if the series is not over? Is that the biggest disappointment? How big of a disappointment is that you have all that talent and absolutely?
Well, it looks really bad where they started in the series, but again, Austin Matthews and Mitch Marner no showing. Who cares if they scored a goal tonight when it was 4 or 5-0? Does anyone care? We wouldn't care if that was one of our star players, and we haven't got over the hump. The President's Trophy year, big deal. What does that goal mean? What does that signify? We're still getting owned by the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yep.
What does that mean?
Oh yeah, I mean, because
stats are just empty calories, Cody.
I mean, we were in that position because we only scored 3 goals in a second round series just 3 years ago.
Yeah, we couldn't even get garbage goals.
Like
No.
We had 1 goal off the rush from Anthony Duclair, who got scratched 2 games later. A lucky slap shot from Eetu Luostarinen, and the
a
only
Reinhart.
power play goal from that playoff run from Sam Reinhart.
Because I said get in front of the net with traffic and put a guy like Hornquist out there.
And here's the funniest thing in the world. Our best game in that series, we got shut out.
Yeah, but like the Leafs are so much further along than even like what our team was at that time. And it's still like these same results, right? Like if you go down swinging and you get some of your star players showing up, then Nick, to answer your question, might be a little different. But how this series has played out and evolved, I didn't even imagine that.
So Matthew has a question. If you're a fan, Berube did what more than Keefe at this point? Coaching issue or mentality, goalie issue or mentality, depth or mentality, core 4 or mentality?
It's the
or
core
both?
4.
It's a core 4.
There's
core 4 in the mentality. I don't.
Core 4 in the core 2.
I think Craig Berube has done all he can do, and I'm going to be honest. I don't think
There's no
Shelton.
goaltending issue.
There are 2 ways Toronto could go, because there are only 2 things that have been consistent in these 9 years. It's the core and the president of hockey ops. They have went through every coach. They went through Mike Babcock, Sheldon Keefe, Craig Berube.
As a Panther fan, I think they should let Shanahan go and re-sign Marner. I think Shanahan's the problem. So let's get rid of Shanahan, bring in like a guy who has a lot of experience, maybe bring Lou Lamoriello back in, re-sign Marner.
What, give Marner a reasonable, 14 mil?
14 and a half if you
I
really
go
want to
15.
You go
15
15? Okay.
would even be good, just to make sure he stays. You can even give him that extra 8th year if you want. And then you
With
go
the full NMC for all 8 years.
yes. And then you could go with Lou and Marner, no more Shanahan, and you got yourself ready to go.
No, it's like they're back.
What
in
are the
20
chances that Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews make us look silly here over the next 2 games? What's the percentage?
Well, if it is, we're really going to look like fools.
I was
aren't
going to
we?
say,
We
in
went-
order for that to happen, Florida has to look really bad.
We wouldn't be the only ones. What's the percentage? Like, realistically, like being honest,
15.
if that, maybe. That's
No.
not.
I mean,
I was thinking between 8
the series is, I joke, but the series isn't over. We're going to have to get ready.
Yeah,
so-
there's players out there. There's,
Oh no, we have to be ready, no doubt. It's just like game 4 was an AA plus game. This game was A. But the problem is this game, I never felt at points we had to try too hard.
yeah, we got a lot left in the tank here. We got reserved that we can push forward, right?
Yep.
Like we
Yeah,
didn't go
Matthews-
double overtime and lose.
And
We
here
got-
comes this excuse right here. Matthews has probably been dealing with something for a while now. Like,
Talk to-
everyone is dealing with something right now. And guess what?
Barkov was dealing with probably a hip pointer, and he's been playing well.
And the funny thing is, how many years is he going to be dealing with something? How many years? He was dealing with an illness last year. He was dealing with the wrist the year before.
the
like-
back gonna go away.
Like what? He's out there. He's playing. Like
The same thing we would say with our fans if they said stuff about Matthew Tkachuk right now. We're down, in this series or whatever. Those
Like, I
reasons.
hate those excuses
Yeah.
because those excuses are the worst because people pick and choose who they give them to.
Yep. And everybody's injured in the playoffs.
Look at
Everybody.
Dallas. They haven't even had their star players.
Yep.
Like
Look what they're
Dallas,
not even out
look,
there.
Dallas hadn't had Haskin or Robertson. Hell, Edmonton just made the conference finals without Matthias Ekholm.
So me and Cody get tired of this on the post-game show. Guys, Tkachuk might be missing time. Do you think we'll be all right?
Yes.
Man up. We have a deep team. We're Stanley Cup champions.
The one position we are deep at, it's the wing.
Yeah.
It's like if we lose Barkov, okay, we're fucked. If we lose like any of the top 4 D, like namely Ekblad, Forsling, Jones, yeah, we're fucked.
Yeah,
Or if
really.
we lose Bob.
And if we lose
But
Bob, like
look what we've done without Ekblad too, Cody.
we've done shit without him.
Pack it in.
Like,
You mean we've done shit
Like
without
he-
him? We're 3-1.
Yeah.
well, now we're doing something without him. Well, it's because prior to Balenska's fucking up that line change, he was playing really good playoff hockey.
Yeah.
But I don't even think it's the guy coming into the lineup, Cody. It's the system and how everyone steps up and plays and fills that void. And that's a very important position. Number 1 right-handed shot defenseman in Aaron Ekblad. That's an important position.
And he's been playing.
They can't maintain handle that. But look at what Dallas has done. They have.
And it's getting to a point where,
Thomas Harley stepped up and evolved.
yeah. And
Cody Cece stepped up.
Oh, geez. Maybe plays better in Dallas.
and
Toronto,
if, and for Dallas, remember last night, Mikael Granlund, hat trick.
yeah, it's not just rant and hey, carry us every night, please, which he kind of almost is doing.
I mean, he's the
I'm just saying, like,
now.
we. I know Sam Bennett got the 6th goal. We won this game without relying on any of our top guys.
We were up 5-0, and no one in the top 6 even scored.
Like, what did we?
way to put it, but Barkov and Reinhart were like all world.
Barkov,
Oh yeah,
and
I
Reinhart
guess.
all
Well,
world.
I guess they created 2 of the goals, and Boakfist
No,
technically.
but they were all over the play and
I
puck.
don't count it, but like,
But I think that's why Toronto didn't have a good night to start because of Barkov and Reinhart's like, we're not letting you have it.
Yeah. And I think the third line too, just wearing down on their third line.
Maybe a little bit more understated or under the radar tonight, Caesar, but still effective.
Yeah. I mean,
Again, after the playoffs they've had so far, we needed our top 6 to step up, and they have. So the third line was the best line for the first 5, 6, 7, 8 games of the playoffs.
Well,
Now,
the fourth line is helping the third line now.
Yes.
the
And
fourth
now you
line.
got the fourth line stepping up a bit. The third line's still playing well, and the top six is showing up. We're also getting scoring from our defense.
Yeah, which I thought that was going to go away. If I'm wrong,
Barkov is the most
Cody's a-
underrated.
you
He's
doubt
not. He's.
scoring. I didn't think we were going to get all these goals, Cody, from the D.
I know that was your biggest concern
that,
going.
That plays into it, though, Cody. All these goals from our defensemen, 10. But I expected like a quarter to half, a quarter of that.
Yeah, but your biggest concern was depth scoring, and
Yeah, no,
Barkov is
because
not.
goals. That's depth scoring.
Barkov is the most underrated forward in the NHL. To me, the newest underrated forward in the NHL is Robert Thomas. And now we can probably throw Nick Suzuki's name into that mix now.
Yeah.
Can we not talk about Montreal tonight?
I'm coming a bit of a Nick.
Can we please not talk about Montreal tonight?
Are you just still mad because we lost to each of the time of them in the regular season?
No, Montreal, they piss me off.
I don't get how you guys hate these fucking random teams.
Okay, I'll tell you why. When I went to those freaking games when I was a kid, and it's packed with Montreal Canadian fans, ole, 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 ole. Like, shut the fuck up.
Like, I hate Carolina with all my being.
And we're talking about, we had Jose Theodore when he was good.
Like,
fuck off.
Like, I hate Carolina more than anything.
I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, Cody, but are you doing any research on Carolina Hurricanes?
Plenty. And the second team I hated the most, it doesn't even.
I'm just falling asleep.
And the second team, guess what? The second team that I most hated in the NHL doesn't even exist anymore. I hated the Thrashers growing up, man.
They didn't give us much reason to.
I hated Boston. That was number one. Number two was Washington because they killed us.
No, at least here's why I didn't hate Washington was really good, and I accepted why they were killing us. Atlanta wasn't good, so I couldn't accept why they were killing us. Like Kovalchuk every fucking night.
I also hated the Islanders.
Their win percentage versus us has to be around 70%.
So
do you think we'd beat the Atlanta Thrashers today, or you think we still find a way to lose?
Here's the second goal. Here's a great play by Carter Verhaeghe. Kachuk to feed it back to the point, and the second goal of the game. Let's take a look.
Whatever, if you're late,
like that's when you just kind of let your goalie make.
Like those guys want to change culture with Lawton and don't.
26 you watching said like, oh,
well, you're here, so it sounds like we got +1. There we go.
Actually, it's 26.5.
Yeah,
well, Caesar, we actually got him watching, so now we got +1. So we're
Bennett is our top scorer. Bennett does not drive the play.
Hey, Derek, where have you been on the post games here? I appreciate down there in the listener chat, but you haven't called the last.
Bennett does. I'll say this every fucking time. Bennett does not drive the play. Carter Verhaeghe has driven the play for that fucking second line ever since he's been on it. And I didn't.
I'll define who's the line driver on line 2.
Yes, he said, "Sorry, guys."
5 kids. Damn.
Yeah. No worries, Derek. I just like having you lead us off on our opening calls. But I really failed to see there's a line driver.
My man's got a starting lineup out there.
There's not a line driver on that second line.
Maybe you can put them
buzzer
on the
sound.
Point. Unless Kachuk is really going. But that second line isn't driven by like a Barkov or.
And it's gone. The second line is
now over Lundell, but
the second line has done a lot better since adding Verhaeghe on that.
Yeah, because he's bringing in them energy that they didn't have.
But he's not a line driver. He's bringing energy and forechecking a physical brand of game, but he's not driving the line. Like Verhaeghe has the same vision as Bennett. They're very narrow vision guys.
Yeah.
So as a line driver, you need to see everything out there.
Yeah, and I don't think they have a line drive kind of guy in that line. So it's just
you have like what's the word, Caesar? You have guys that play with emotion and are the heart and soul, lifeblood of the team. But that line, I don't want to say there's a line driver there.
No, and you don't need that because if you have that kind of line on every line, then it's just
it's hard to have that on every line. You'd love, but that line causes disruptance. If I can spit it out.
Disruption.
Okay, thank you.
You went to fucking school for this shit.
Get later.
All right. But before we go any further, we got to get to our sponsors here first with Jeremy Beckham at Beck Sales FLA. Hey, Panther fans in South Florida, need real estate help? Check out Jeremy Beckham with Next Home Treasure Coast. It's a boutique service with a personal touch. Jeremy and his team put humans over houses, working hard for you whether you're buying or selling. Ready to move? hit up bexsfla.com or call 772-475-5371 now. You'll be glad you did. And the other word from our other sponsor, Caneswear.
Panthers fever is here. Are you geared up? Caneswear in Davie is the place for all your Florida Panthers needs. They have the latest gear for our favorite NHL team. Jerseys, polos, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, and more. Caneswear has you covered. Stop by their store in Davie or at pantherswear.com. Again, that's Pantherswear, WEAR.com for all your Panthers gear.
Once again, shout out our sponsors.
Shout out to Jeremy and Caneswear.
Right, we'll maybe do another contest here down the road with Caneswear. Guys, do we have anything before we wrap here tonight?
Well, let's ask this question. Are we gonna see 2 more handshake lines tomorrow night? Or are we gonna see another game 6 from either of those 2 series? Nick, you're on fucking mute.
I picked Dallas in 5, so I'm going to stick with it. Dallas will win tomorrow, and I think Carolina's got Washington all.
You had Dallas in 5?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think maybe no handshake lines tomorrow. Although I feel confident that Carolina could wrap it up, but it's going to be in Washington. You got to think Washington's got to have some response there. But I said to people, I wouldn't be surprised if Carolina won both their games at home, and they're up 3-1.
I was wrong on that series. I admit it.
You really came on After Dark on that.
I was.
We were ready for that matchup like 3 months ago.
I was.
Because the Metro was decided what the matchups were going to be. We just didn't know who Washington was going to play in the wild card, but we thought it would likely be an Atlantic Division team, but we weren't sure.
Well, here's one question I have. Can we at least make it interesting? Gosh, watching that Edmonton-Vegas series was a fucking shit show.
Tried to tell you on Vegas, they did not play well versus Minnesota.
After the first series, after watching them against Minnesota, I don't think any of us were impressed with them.
They were not good defensively because that Boldy,
surprising.
That Boldy Kaprizov line in the Minnesota series killed them.
Which I was surprised that Kirby and Nick picked Vegas.
But they really like their blue line. That's the thing. But the problem,
I thought Edmonton would be in trouble 5v5.
But the problem was,
Edmonton are getting all this depth scoring now.
Yeah, but Noah Hannafin had a rough series.
But Edmonton had no depth scoring all year. Cody, you were critical of them. You're like, what are they doing with Jeff Skinner and what's his name? Victor
Arvidsson.
They were doing nothing. They were getting scratched.
But they're getting more depth scoring from like guys we didn't mention. Like they're getting depth scoring from Podkolzin. They just got the OT winner from fucking Kapanen.
But they were the regular season.
Corey Perry is still fucking Corey Perry.
Playoff Corey Perry mode right now.
Listen,
they weren't getting this in the regular season.
Corey Perry is going to be a Hall of Famer for.
Look at Dallas.
Hoodwinking everyone. Like they also what they did with the LA. Like I thought they could get through them, but then after that, I wasn't sure.
But going against Dallas in this next series, it's depth versus depth.
I also think they have the goaltending edge, Dallas.
I mean, no shit. It's
let's
Jake
give credit
Ottinger
to Ottinger, man. He looks like vintage Ottinger out there.
No, he's looking like he's entering his prime. Like
Cody's coming around on Ottinger now.
I mean, I was always on him. The problem was
Cody's like, might need him next February.
Yeah, but the problem was I felt like you guys
damn right we might.
Here's my thing on Ottinger. I felt like you guys crowned him too early. That's how I felt about it.
Goalies across the league, and that's where I put him.
Also,
done the same thing with Swayman.
I just think Winnipeg, they just got nothing, man. I mean, they have been.
But they're playing at home, and Hellebuck's been good at home, so I think they push it to Dallas.
Home then versus the road.
I still don't think. No, I think it's Dallas tomorrow.
Yes.
You count them out against St. Louis, Nick?
No, I thought they were going to win in 6. I thought St. Louis was going to win Game 7.
To be honest with you, Winnipeg got extremely lucky.
Winnipeg, they lost that game. If Roddick was it Foxer or Shen or Buchnevich?
Buchnevich, when he didn't skate it out and iced it.
Yeah, when he had an open net there. Like if you would have just skated to the red line, chipped it in deep, that game's over.
But with Washington had a 4-minute power play in the back half of that first period in game 4. and for 3 minutes, Washington could not enter the zone.
I think it's surprising you, Cody, on how Carolina's played. Because I've watched quite a bit of that series. It's been very clinical. And at times they've dominated play. There's been a couple periods where Washington's carried the flow and outshot them and outshot attempted them and have more zone time. But Carolina, and everyone says it's boring series. I don't know if I really buy that. Carolina, they are getting the puck and they're creating scoring opportunities. The thing is, the problem is when they play someone like us, they have trouble getting to middle ice. But they're getting a lot of opportunities.
I also think they meet their match stylistically. Like they talk about like Carolina's very good in their system. Panthers are right there. I mean, in terms of style and system, and I think the talent is there. Not saying it's going to be easy. It's going to be
again, four wins, and it wasn't easy last time, and those margins were very slim. I think.
But we were a significantly worse team then.
What's that?
We were a significantly worse team then.
I also think there's the other thing. If we can get to Anderson, like I don't think
we can get to him.
I don't think he's truly been tested.
And here's one factor that.
But that's part of their system and their D.
But here's one factor that I'm gonna bring up to Kirby, and he's gonna like this. Sam Reinhart was not the same player in 23 that he was now. Nowhere near it.
So you think that open ice and that slot area has been, because we haven't really been getting it to him in these playoffs.
Haven't needed to yet. I think they're game planning for.
I think we've needed to at times.
Rod will overcoach in Eastern Conference Finals, but hey Nick, what's up with those hearts in the background?
Oh, that's for Mother's Day. The other
Mama Levine.
Mother's Day's balloons.
Happy belated Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yep.
But
this is should get Tria well for what she has to deal with.
Yeah, especially during those 23 playoffs when we were on the penalty kill.
Oh gosh.
But no, I mean, I like the matchup for the Panthers either or. I think Carolina probably be a bit tougher than Washington just because
Carolina's playing some of the best hockey with Dallas.
Yeah, but
we are starting to over these last.
But anything else to close the night? I will say congratulations to Kirby on his Indiana Pacers. Reaching the Eastern Conference Final.
Now, I'm not a big basketball fan as I used to be, but like if Indiana wins a championship this year, they've never won one since the ABA days. So
our boy Zach. Can't beat them, join them.
NBA becoming a parity league now here, Cody.
Panthers Nation starts Saturday.
Wow, he's already waving the white flag.
He is not happy. He is not happy at all.
Jack can come here and join us anytime.
You guys should do a live stream for Game 6 with him.
They're doing live watch party streams from restaurant and bars, I believe. Him and Alberta.
He is like I watched their stream a bit tonight. He is over Marner at this point.
Oh, they had a stream tonight, Zach Phillips and them?
Yeah, post game. Him and I think it's him and Rosehill.
Yeah, and maybe Alberta.
Hey, Rosehill was really high on the Leafs after Game 4. I wonder what he's thinking tonight.
but I mean, Kirby's Indiana Pacers, they were the toughest test for my Boston Celtics championship run last year. Even though it was a sweep, it was like the Panthers Carolina sweep. It was pretty fucking close.
It's just cool too when my guy from college is like contributing on the pro team.
Your boy Andrew Nemhard.
And Canadian. It's just kind of a nice touch there. So,
Kirby, you think you guys can do it this year? I don't know what shit.
I don't know. Cody will have to tell me that.
It's wide open this year. It's wide open.
Anybody could win it.
Maybe it's Kirby's year to get double championships.
I
Caesar, maybe me and you could get lucky here in the.
I think if Kirby wanted to get back into the NBA, I think this would be the era to do it because it's extremely wide open now.
Yeah, I watched some playoff games here and there. I used to watch like all regular season, but the content now for hockey, it's been really hard to.
I used to watch it too, but I just don't like the way the
style
is anymore.
As a big guy, a big defense guy.
But it is 1:37 a.m. on the East, whatever the hell it is on the West and Mountain Time.
Man,
who cares?
Some of our West Coast callers tonight. Again, join us on the Twitter X Spaces show. Oh, some of you tonight. No, we're not bringing you guys on to celebrate.
Let's go Peas!
We're in the second round right now. What are we celebrating?
Right?
We're not done.
But hopefully next time you see us, the Panthers
will be in the Eastern Conference Finals.
To the Eastern Conference Finals for the third year in a row.
Oh.
I mean, I'm expecting the best out of Toronto. I know they had a poor effort, but I think it'd be doing them a disservice for them not to show their best.
So what are you guys' predictions? We win this game?
I think we do.
I thought if we win Game 5 that we're going to win Game 6, and I felt confident we lost Game 5, we're going to win Game 6 and we'll go to Game 7, and I don't know what was going to happen in that spot. So yeah, I do want, like, there's a little bit of urgency here now, guys, with taking Game 5. Let's like not play around. Yeah. Like, oh well, if we take the least.
But the problem
and
is,
I think it was the 79% of the teams that win Game 5
win the series when it's tied 2-2. But like the thing is with this series, and I think this played a big part into tonight. Toronto's best period in each of these games have been the first period.
Yeah.
And guess what? When it wasn't tonight, it never clicked.
They didn't even have a good period, any period tonight. They didn't show up at all.
But to me, it shows you can see which team plays with more adversity. And some Panther fans are going, Kirby, obviously it's us. But you have to judge year by year and series by series. But this has really shown, like, if they get down, do they really have the adversity to push back, Nick?
We'll see.
I don't believe so, but only time will tell. And I don't think they've proven. Like, they could say, oh, well, look what they did against Ottawa. I'm like, number one, it's Ottawa. Number two, you were up.
They never felt any adversity in that series. You could say, oh, they nearly came back down 3-0. They were still up 3-2.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they were almost up. You know.
And a couple of those overtime bounces, it goes Ottawa's way, right?
Yeah, but also the other thing is the travel wasn't that bad. It's in the same fucking province.
So now they got to come back to Florida tomorrow.
Could you imagine what the media is going to be like these next 24 to 48 hours?
And here's like the most damning thing for Toronto.
I guess we are the media, right?
Yeah.
The biz yet here, Caesar?
No.
Sometimes send a messages late at night.
Yeah, but the most damning thing for Toronto. But wrapping up here, the most damning thing in Toronto was they put up this performance after a 2-day break. Yeah. Where we thought it would favor them, get ice bags on, recuperate.
Yes, I said that.
I thought that would.
And
it was so bad. It was brutal. It was pathetic.
I think they're shocked. And that says something when you're talking.
But here's the thing: like, you take a look at Berube on the bench, he's just shaking his head, like, "What the fuck?" Like,
no. And also the thing is with Nylander's body language after
that loss, right?
After tonight was just not
like. Harris came into this game. I listened to all his pre-presser stuff because I get all this stuff up here in Canada, and he's like, "I feel confident. Great. We had great meetings. Team's mindset's in the right place." And, it's hockey talk, but it was like, okay, these guys are confident, ready to go. Not at all. That's their former captain saying that.
But anyway, I'm all wrapped up here, boys.
Yep.
And
Appreciate
thanks again.
Tonight.
Yeah, thanks for the chat. Thank you guys for subscribing and tuning in. And till next time, let's go Cats. Hold on. Technical difficulty, guys.
Great win, boys. Obviously, let's stay humble, stay focused. We need one more to get it done. It's a team effort tonight. I think I go to give it to Jonesy.
Let's go get the last one of them.
What's up, Cats and Rats fans? If you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button before you head out. If you're listening to us on Apple and Spotify, make sure you leave us a 5-star review. And just like always, let's go Cats!